Sup shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we got ourselves a track from an act named BryGuy featuring RJ Rude of Always Grounded. Switching over to here we have ourselves Wind Runaway. So we're going to listen to this track from start till finish and we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Okay, we've got some palm muted power chords, distorted, and some pretty dope drum work. We've got a pretty active guitar lead line as well. The vocals sound pretty crystal clear in the mix. There's a nice sizzle to them, but we'll get to that in a moment. Oh, okay. So is this guy that's singing the guy who's saying that he's the runaway? That he's always thinking about how things are gonna get worse? It's breaking his heart to see the person keep a small distance. So are they both kind of screwed up and they don't really know how to cope with the situation of being in this relationship? Have they had some stuff happen in the past that's really messed with their heads a little bit? Okay, so the vocals are fairly active, aren't they? I'm liking these double takes in addition to the main vocal line. The guy's got a nice texture to his voice and it sits well in the mix with everything else. Okay, so he's afraid of losing the person before they can stop to take it slow. So things are just moving too quickly, and there's a lot of anxiety about that. The chorus line's very colorful with those lead guitar bits. Bum 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 bum. You know, those arpeggiated lead parts, and I mean, these headphones aren't really great at picking up the bass guitar in the mixes, but I can hear the bass in there. It's good. It's good. It's nice to have a little bit of it was nice to have that. See, the song is moving so quickly in 3 minutes that I don't have a lot of time to talk about specific sections. That little sort of breakdown interlude part there between the chorus and this verse was quite nice. Okay, you had a fairly varied vocal line there on the verse. The guy knows how to stage his singing in a way that keeps it interesting and kind of emphasizes the most important words to tell the story in the way that suits. Yeah, didn't want to get hurt. So we're emphasizing again these really important lines where didn't want to get hurt. I didn't want to lose you, didn't want to get hurt. You know, the kind of stuff that a lot of people struggle with when they're young. And the reason I say that is probably just because when I was a teenager, this was a lot of music that came out. It was aimed at teenagers and it was all about people struggling in relationships, understanding stuff like that. You know, it was kind of the old rock, pop, punk, emo kind of movement stuff. I'm assuming those are double tracked vocals, which is good. It makes the vocals sound bigger in the mix. The guy reminds me of I See Stars. I think it's the vocals there. The vocalist reminds me of them in their early 2010s work. I like the accent to it. I like how he emotes through the music in a way that makes sense with the lyrics. I like how there's a slow down part here. And we're returning to that musical theme instantiated with the rhythm riffs at the start. We've got a 4-chord progression here. Oh no. Of course, we're going to change things up immediately when I say that we have to go to a different chord progression. Okay, we've got this sort of traditional with these singles is to have an acoustic section. We have some shakers or something to fill in for the percussion, and you know, it's just a way of going over the chorus line without it seeming like without it getting stale. You know, you can have a clean half for the last outro, and then a build into the like distorted part. There we go, crescendo. Man, those kicks are consistent, aren't they? Okay, and I was thinking they were probably going to repeat that chorus twice, but nope, they just did it once, and I suppose part of that was because they had the acoustic interlude, which is smart. You know, you want to have the song 3 minutes, you want to make it a single, that's a good way to make it a single. Just keep the chorus a single time, and if you need to repeat it, vary it up. Cool. Yep, that was a professional sounding single. Recorded, mixed, and mastered pretty cleanly. I couldn't really hear anything in the production side of things that was inherently off or unusually like noticeably like uncomfortable for me. It was a fairly smooth experience. The vocal performance sounded pretty raw in the mix, and in a good way. I mean, it doesn't sound like they were putting any sort of effects on the vocals to make them sound a certain way, which is kind of what you want in this genre. Otherwise, it can sound disingenuous. The guitars were nicely panned in the mix. The bass again sat well and provided sort of coverage for the root notes of the chords that the rhythm was playing and that the lead guitar was riffing off. And yeah, you had the occasional backing vocals. And again, the story of people sort of like trying to figure out their place in a relationship with the other person and coping with the decisions they're making in regards to the person wanting space. And yeah, just the intricacies of the way we love each other, and you know, boundaries and all that kind of stuff is effectively what the song was about. I haven't really got a lot else to say about this track. I do like this kind of music. I'm just looking at it from a very analytical perspective. So if I don't seem like I'm super hype or anything like that, it's not because I didn't enjoy it. It's just I want to understand why I like something. So that's why I'm kind of low key about this one. I think RJ Root of Always Grounded did a great job as a feature here. I'm not sure what BryGuy stuff is usually like. I don't know. I don't think I've listened to BryGuy before, which is probably a good thing because this is a great first impression. And the beauty of these collaborations is it can make you want to work with more than just listen to more than just BryGuy. It also interests me in Always Grounded, you know, which I think is cool. I don't know what BryGuy does usually, so maybe he's more of an instrumental sort of person. I guess the joy of that is we can find out in time. Maybe he's a producer or something like that and writes his own stuff. I can see here like he does like Jingle Bells, so maybe he works with those kind of instrumentals. But yeah, I think it worked well for all parties involved, so good decision there to collaborate. And this is effectively my review of Wind Runaway by BryGuy. Yeah, when you've got competent musicians recording like this without any noticeable samples or anything like that, when you've got music that's sort of, you know, you got the ABC structure to it. You had a verse, bridge, and a chorus that was repeated a few times with a few choruses at the end alternating. It didn't have a sort of crazy, wild, like guitar solos or anything. So I just don't think this track needed it. It was meant to be about the story that was being told through the lyrics. Yeah, it was as long as it needed to be. And yeah, it'll be good to see what BryGuy and RJ Root and Always Grounded do in future. But this was effectively my review of Wind Runaway by BryGuy, RJ Root of Always Grounded. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please do go show these guys some love. Show everyone some love via the various social medias and you know, social media platforms and Spotify. And stay cool, stay safe. Remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as any day more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Catch your next review. I just don't feel like I've said enough. I don't really know what else to say though, because the guitar lead lines were fairly neutral. They're just kind of highlighting the notes of the rhythm guitar. The vocal performance, there wasn't a whole lot of really flashy ornamental stuff going on. But he had a nice sort of vocal grit to his voice that amplified the music of the meaning of the lyrics, and you know, they wouldn't have really needed to have any vibrato or anything like that. I don't think wouldn't have necessarily suited it. Yeah, there you go. Spider hands up.